Hi, this is Aliti Mutyamani Sandeep, Aliti Adamvaral, RTV English News. Today news about People's Democracy. Communist Party of India, Marxist, Election Manifesto for 18th Lok Sabha. Towards the Lok Sabha elections, where are the promised 2 crore jobs every year? One of the biggest and most popular guarantees given by Modi a decade ago during the run-up to the 2014 Lok Sabha elections was that if elected, his government would ensure 2 crore jobs will be created every year. Large sections of people believed in this and helped in making him Prime Minister. But this has also been one of the biggest betrayals of Modi and his government. Here is the reality of jobs situation in India. In 2016 to 17, there were about 41.27 crore employed persons in the country spanning across all kinds of jobs, from agriculture to industry to services. In rural or urban areas in 2022 to 23, the number has dipped to 40.57 crores, a net loss of over 70 lakh jobs. These are estimates based on CMIES services. Remember, every year an estimated 80 lakh persons join the workforce as they come of age. Despite this increasing working age population, the number of working persons has declined. Joblessness was about 7.4% in 2016 to 17, and after going through ups and downs, it was slightly higher at 7.6% in 2022 to 23. Over 3 crore persons are unemployed and many more have been added to non-workers category. This does not include the catastrophic pandemic year and when unemployment rate shot up to over 25%. Misleading numbers on jobs creation. To cover up for this spectacular failure, Modi and his ministers often throw out misleading figures and statements to show that jobs are being created. For example, one page them has been enrollment in the Provident Fund scheme, which has been recorded as going up substantially. The that this represents fresh jobs being created in untenable because many older employees have been registered after the government started giving financial incentives to employees for this. Also, a Supreme Court judgment on compulsory enrollment of contract workers led to a split in Provident Fund enrollment. In fact, what these numbers show in the extreme instability of jobs with lakhs going out of this scheme even as others enter or enter it. Another wild come is that Mudra Yojana loans given to 4.1 crore persons between 2015 to 16 and 2022 to 23 indicates job creation. The total loans described in the period are rupees 22.8 lakh crore. This means that average loan amount is just rupees 55 lakh 6,022 rupees. How this amount can help small business owner to hire a new worker for 8 years beyond in falling back on agriculture. Modi had also promised that the very nature of employment would be changed by his policies with people shifting from agriculture to more secure, better paying jobs in manufacturing or services. In fact, BJP promised that the contribution of manufacturing to GDP would go from 17% to 25% by 2022. On this count too, the Modi government has failed. Manufacturing GDP was 16% in 2014 to 15 and it was 16.4% in 2022 to 23. According to data available with the RBI, the BJP promise of 10 crore jobs in manufacturing has also vanished in their air. In fact, such is the depth of this jobs crisis that lakhs of people have been forced to go back to villages and try to earn whatever little can be squeezed out from an already burdened and collapsing agrarian sector. About 40% of Indians' workforce is in agriculture and related activities, within diminishing returns to their labor. A quarter of rural workforce is casual laborers who work at a pittance and the two seasonally. All these are counted employed, although it is really hidden unemployment. A telling symptom of the desperate need for jobs to survive is provided by the Rural Jobs Guarantee Scheme. In 2014 to 15, about 5.8 crore persons worked in MGNREGS. This number had jumped to 8.8 crore in 2022 to 23. About 14% of job seekers are denied work every year. On an average, note that these workers get work for only about 50 days in a year. On average, to an average wage of 237 per day currently. This huge dependence on odious, low-paying managers' work is a sign distress caused by lack of jobs. Even this life-saving scheme has been subjected to Modi government squeeze through cutting funds and imposing the other-based payment system. No jobs for women. Much has been made by the Modi government of working for the uplift of women, but women's employment opportunities continue to remain abysmal, because of which women's unemployment rate is double than of men in rural areas and triple in urban areas. Recent survey results showing increased women's work participation are misleading, because most of the increase is in self-employed and unpaid work by women who are driven to the special jobs for women. Much has been made by the Modi government of working for the uplift of women, but women's employment opportunities continue to remain abysmal, because of which women's unemployment rate is double that of men in rural areas and triple in urban areas. Recent survey results showing increased someone's work participation and misleading, because most of the increase is in self-employed and unpaid work by women who are driven to the some piecemeal work and to the family's meet income in the face of economic distress, caused high prices, low wage and rampant joblessness. According to the government own periodic labor force surveys for relevant year, self-employed women made up 52% of all working women in 2017 to 18, which significantly increased to 65% 2022 to 23. Within this category, the share of unpaid women helpers increased from 32% to nearly 38%. In the same period, women doing regular scaled work reduced from 21% to 16%, and those doing casual labor decreased from 27% to 19%. This is not job creation, but distress-driven work, often just as a helper with no payment. A recent investigation by leading daily fund that in 41 instances of paper leaks in examinations for 1.0 lakh vacancies in state government jobs, some 1.4 crore young applicants were affected, and most of them are still waiting for the process to be completed. Note that mammoth number of applicants comparing for the available jobs. You also repeated incidents of paper leaks that are happening more because of outscoring of exams to private agencies. Unemployment rates are 7 to 10% among those with secondary or higher levels of education. According to PLFS 2022 to 23, for youth between 15 to 29 years of age, unemployment rate was 10%, with urban areas exhibiting the chilling rate of nearly 16%. A worrying future of the ranging unemployment crisis is that constitutional guarantees of reservation of government jobs for Dalit and advocacy community members has gone out of the window. Privatization, whether outright or through outscoring, removes the responsibility of the employer to reserve a certain proportion of jobs of these sections. In fact, the Modi government's single-minded pursuit of restructuring labor and dismantling process of the raging unemployment crisis is that constitutional guarantees of reservation of government jobs for Dalit and advocacy community members has gone out of the window. Privatization, whether outright or through outscoring, removes the responsibility of the employer to reserve a certain proportion of jobs of these sections. In fact, the Modi government's single-minded pursuit of restructuring labor laws and dismantling protections has led to enshrining limited period work and hire and fire, tight jobs getting statutory blessings in the new labor codes. These are being energetically implemented by state governments and of course private sector, not only adding the large scale unemployment and job insecurity but also denial of reservation to Dalit and advocacy sections. What could the government have done to fix this harrowing jobs crisis? It should have abandoned the ideology and private sector will provide all solutions once the government pull back. The government could have boosted public spending to provide support to farmers through guaranteed MSP, industrial workers through secure jobs and better wages, agriculture workers fixed minimum wages, and credit to MSME sector which provides substantial employment. It should have protected the public sector rather than spelling it off. It should have developed an industrial policy that boosts public investment with emphasis on employment, equity and fair wages. It should have curtailed growing corporate monopolies, whether domestic or foreign. It should have also fertilized the rural job guarantee scheme, launched a similar one for urban areas and provided unemployment allowance. It should have legally provided for reservation of jobs for SC and ST in private sector. This is for Socialistic System, Aleti Atamvaral, RTV English News. Please share and subscribe.